sliding wooden barn doors carry a unique magic. They transform a simple opening into a living moment, where form and function meet in a quietly theatrical gesture. At first glance, you see the familiar planks, a sturdy expanse of wood spanning a doorway, its surface bearing marks of grain and age, its edges defined by rails and battens. But the moment the door begins to glide along its overhead track, the room shifts. Walls part without hinges, revealing new spaces. The boundary between rooms softens, and something as ordinary as passing through an entryway becomes an event. Picture the door's initial motion, a gentle push at the edge, the wood sliding along metal hangers, the soft clack of wheels meeting track. The hardware is exposed, part of the visual story, industrial rollers in gunmetal gray, a sleek steel rail mounted at the top of the frame, bolts and screws that glint faintly under ambient light. In older barns, these doors once held in place the harvest, the tools, or the livestock. Now, they hold in place the mood of a room, dictating how open or intimate a space feels. When fully closed, the door offers sanctuary, privacy for a bedroom or study, enclosure for a closet or bathroom, or simply the comfort of a blank wooden canvas. When opened, it draws back to reveal connection, a living room extending into a dining area, a kitchen flowing into a pantry, or an entryway giving way to hidden storage. The wood itself tells part of this story. Some sliding barn doors use reclaimed timber rescued from historic barns, warehouses, or packing crates. These planks bear nail holes, saw marks, perhaps even remnants of old paint, each imperfection a testament to seasons of use. A single board might bear the faded sweep of red pigment that once marked barn siding, while another shows the subtle grooves of a hand plane from a century ago. When assembled into a door, these reclaimed planks create a patchwork of time, rich in pattern and character. The soft oils from handling and environment have darkened the grain in places, lightened it in others, creating a tapestry of tone that no new lumber could replicate. Other doors embrace new materials, milled from fresh oak, pine, or cedar. Hey, the grain is alive in its youthful vigor, rippled, knotty, warm. Clear finishes highlight the swirling patterns of growth rings, while subtle distressing techniques introduce gentle grooves and bevels that catch light and shadow. Some designers add dimension by alternating plank widths or orienting grain directions to create chevrons or herringbone patterns, turning the door into a private canvas of texture and geometry. Others carve subtle inlays or routed channels, allowing light to peek through a thin line or creating a rhythmic interplay of depth and surface. Hardware choices extend that narrative. Matte black steel tracks evoke a modern industrial aesthetic, while antique iron rollers, complete with decorative wheel spokes, recall the pastoral heritage of a country barn. Brass accents, polishing quietly over time, introduce warmth, catching stray rays of sunlight in the morning. Some installations conceal the track behind a wooden valance for a minimalist look, leaving only a slender edge of metal on view. Others celebrate the hardware, mounting the track in full exposure, making it as much a feature as the wood itself. Handles, too, range from simple rope pulls to beautifully forged iron levers, each one completing the door's visual lexicon. The movement of a barn door is unlike that of a hinged door. There is no swing, no arc. Instead, it slides silently, parallel to the wall, saving precious floor space, an invaluable quality in cozy urban lofts or tight hallways. This motion allows for imaginative placement. Doors can rest partially open, half shielding one space while hinting at another, teasing the eye with glimpses of what lies beyond. It's a gesture of invitation balanced with discretion, giving the homeowner control over openness and privacy with a single motion. Beyond functionality, sliding barn doors transform a room's light and sound dynamics. In an open position, they allow natural light to spill from one area into another, sunlight pooling along the track and highlighting wood grain. In a closed position, they block sound, making a bedroom more serene or a home office more focused. The density of the wood and the snugness of installation dampen echoes and soften ambient noise, creating pockets of calm even within an otherwise bustling household. Installing a sliding barn door is an act of architectural choreography. It begins with measuring the wall and door opening, selecting an appropriate door size that clears trim and furniture when fully open, and ensuring proper wall reinforcement for the weight of the door and track. Professional installers reinforce the wall stud behind the track or affix a header board that distributes weight evenly. Once the track is level and secure, the door is hung, wheels catching the rail with a satisfying click. The door glides, perhaps with a gentle tap of adjusting screws to fine-tune its alignment, until it moves with effortless precision. Over time, these doors become part of the home's pulse. Morning routines begin with sliding open the bedroom door to welcome daylight into the hallway. Meal preparations are punctuated by swiping aside the kitchen pantry door, or closing the door on a messy cooking project when guests arrive. Children find delight in pushing a door to reveal a hidden play area or a secret nook. Even when stationary, barn doors suggest movement. Their presence on the track, their promise of reveal and conceal evoke stories of transition and transformation. Maintenance is simple yet sacred. A gentle wipe with a soft cloth removes dust from the planks and hardware. Occasional oiling of track and rollers ensures continued smoothness. Wooden surfaces may be refreshed yearly with a clear coat or wax, nourishing the fibers and preserving the subtle finish that makes the wood feel alive under the hand. Small dents or scratches become part of the door's ongoing story, adding layers of authenticity that no factory finish could match. Sliding wooden barn doors also play with scale. In a small studio apartment, a single door can partition the sleeping area from the living space, offering privacy without isolation. In a grand entry hall, double barn doors, each half the size of a moving van door, create a theatrical portal that moves with deliberate weight and grandeur. Between those extremes, mid-sized doors become statement pieces in dining rooms, home theaters, or master suites, always commanding a second glance. Designers often leverage barn doors to bridge styles. In a modern minimalist home, a raw-edge plank door introduces warmth and texture among sleek surfaces and monochrome palettes. In a rustic farmhouse, barn doors made from weathered barn would feel entirely at home, blending with exposed beams and stone halves. Industrial lofts pair barn doors with steel and concrete accents, creating a dialogue between raw materials. Even in eclectic or bohemian interiors, a barn door's functional form and natural material serve as an anchoring element, balancing vivid textiles and layered decor. There's a theatrical poetry to the sliding motion itself. It's a choreography of space that invites attention, whether the door moves slowly to reveal a hidden speakeasy-style pantry or swiftly to tuck away the home office at the end of a workday. The breadth of movement, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, speaks of both boundary and liberation. It starts with a gentle glide, not a creak, not a slam, just the smooth motion of wood sliding across a wall, a motion that's both mechanical and strangely calming. This is the essence of sliding wooden barn doors, movement built into the room itself. They are not just doorways. They are wood in motion, tradition reworked into something both beautiful and practical. These doors don't swing open to take up space. They glide flat across the wall like a slow-moving panel, revealing or concealing with a single hand's pull. In homes where space is tight, this alone makes them a favorite. But even in wide, open floor plans, sliding barn doors bring a kind of sculptural utility, dividing spaces not with drywall or curtains but with a living piece of wood that you can feel and hear as it rolls. The design roots go deep. Original barn doors were big, clunky things made for cattle barns and hay lofts. Rough planks, heavy iron hardware, and solid joinery, everything built for utility. But today, the barn door has left the barn. In modern homes, it has been scaled down, refined, and reimagined. It's no longer just a nod to rustic design. It's now a material statement, one that can lean minimalist, farmhouse, industrial, or modern, depending on the wood and how it's treated. Let's talk wood. Reclaimed lumber is a favorite. The patina of old-growth pine or weathered oak carries history in every scratch and nail hole. When used for a barn door, it doesn't feel old-fashioned. It feels lived in. It feels honest. Every flaw in the grain becomes part of the story. Scars of storms, sun, and time. On the other hand, some opt for clean, freshly milled hardwoods, walnut for drama, maple for brightness, ash for its tight, almost feathered grain. These woods can be stained or left raw, finished matte or polished to a gentle sheen. Construction matters. Some doors are built plank style, with boards laid vertically or horizontally and braced with crossbeams or diagonal supports, a nod to traditional barn design. Others use panel construction, with inset center panels framed by clean rails and stiles. And some go minimalist, just a single white slab of live-edge timber, sanded silky smooth and hung like a moving sculpture. The hardware does just as much to define the look. Blackened steel rollers and tracks lend an industrial touch, especially when left exposed. Brushed brass adds elegance. Matte black keeps things modern. The track itself is mounted above the door frame, stretching the width of the opening plus some overhang, allowing the door to completely clear the opening when rolled. The rollers are often top-mounted, though some styles use face-mounted brackets for added impact. Some glide with quiet ball bearings, others hum with the sound of metal rolling on metal. The sensation is always tactile. You feel the mass of the door as it moves, but it never fights you. And then there are the handles. Long iron pulls, leather loops, inset finger grooves. The handle becomes part of the door's character, a small point of contact that makes a big difference. It can reinforce the rustic feel or push the whole piece into something sleek and contemporary. These sliding doors can do more than just divide spaces. In open-plan homes, they create separation without closing off completely. A barn door between a bedroom and ensuite bath adds texture and privacy, without the hassle of swinging doors that bump into furniture. In studios or lofts, a sliding door can close off a workspace or sleeping area when needed, then disappear again, tucking flat against the wall when the space reopens. Some people use them for closets, adding a design-forward layer to a usually overlooked part of the room. Others install them as oversized pantry doors in the kitchen or as a dramatic entrance to a dining room or home office. In each case, the barn door becomes more than a utility. It becomes a visual anchor, a statement piece that moves. Installation isn't just slap and go. It requires precision. The track must be perfectly level. The wall must be strong enough to support both the weight of the door and the lateral tension of movement. Wall studs may need reinforcement, and the floor underneath must be clear and even. No baseboard trim or rugs to catch the bottom edge. Most setups include a floor guide to keep the door from swaying, ensuring it slides straight every time. Done right, the door glides silently. Done wrong, it wobbles or sticks. So craftsmanship counts. But once it's up, once the weight of the door is hanging just right, once the rollers are turning with that solid, confident glide, it feels like magic. There's something grounding about it. You don't need automation or sensors. You just need your hand, the door, and that moment of movement. As trends evolve, so do barn doors. Some now come in double configurations, two doors meeting in the middle, ideal for wider openings or for creating grand entrances. Others are bypass style, where one door slides in front of the other, saving space without sacrificing coverage. Some have soft close mechanisms, hidden behind the track to bring a touch of refinement to the door's movement. And others feature glass inserts, clear, frosted, or textured, to let in light while maintaining boundaries. In the end, it's this duality that makes sliding barn doors so timeless. They feel old, but never outdated. They feel simple, but never basic. Whether made from weathered planks or sleek slabs, whether rolling across a farmhouse kitchen or modern bedroom, they bring a sense of motion, material, and meaning to any space.